Sunday, day 7, a little after 9 a.m. I haven't quite decided how I want today to go. The weather is supposed to be fairly consistently in the upper 50s all throughout the day without a lot of fluctuation. I'm considering taking a majority of the day to work outside and have my field recorder out and just work while I wait for freight trains to go by. I still can't get over this fake truck. It's really neat. A part of me really wants to climb on that ladder, get up to the top, and see what this overall property looks like from a high height. I bet that would be frowned upon if I did that. Plus, I'm pretty afraid of heights, so maybe I won't do that. I was setting up my recorder when one of the fellows, Patricia, told me that the person that was in my hut before I was a composer who also was a field recorder and somehow managed to get his hands on a freight train schedule, which in my research I thought was not possible because they didn't like to make freight train schedules public. So I sent him an email saying, hey, did you get a freight train schedule? And if you did, would you mind sharing it with me? I've already captured 3 very small freight train passings by. 2 of them were maybe 2 or 3 cars. One just went by that was 7 or 8 cars. Going to have my lunch here, another chicken salad, and then I'm gonna sit here as this day warms up a little bit and try to get some work done. Just messing around and refamiliarizing myself with the live interface here. This is what I've been doodling for a little bit. And that's what I got so far. So I may abandon this setup for now because I got 3 different recordings earlier on, but now I'm not getting anything. Hey there, bug. I'm gonna have to kick you off my H6 here in a second. The minute I leave and go return my lunch, there's like a multi-thing set up. I'm gonna see if I can capture the end of it. That is so annoying. I just chose exactly the wrong time to leave and not capture that. Oh well, hope, again, plenty of days, not a big deal. Just taking some time here to lie down and relax while going through a bunch of Ableton Live tutorials, specifically around wavetables. Jackpot. I'm on the back side of the property and found this right here. Looks like some people actually even have gone down here, but I think that I could just set up the recorder from up here on the top of this bridge. I'd say that my relearning of live has been a mixed bag. I always find it a little frustrating when, given all of the experience that I have in various different music software pieces, when I have this idea of a sound or effect that I want to make, and I can't get it to happen even after I watch a bunch of tutorials, and it's still not behaving in a way that I really want. But I know that will get better over time as I try things, watch other tutorials, and experiment and push a bunch of knobs and see what they do. So I know that it's just going to take some time. I do have that material that I showcased earlier that I actually really like, and I'm doing some tweaks to that and adding some things to give it some more depth. Dinner tonight was whitefish tacos. There was also some chicken tinga and all the fixins that you would associate with tacos. There was avocado, red onion, salsa, beans. It was really tasty. I was able to bring out my Bravado Spice Company Black Garlic Reaper Sauce, and one of the other fellows who I went on the errand with earlier last week, Susanna, also turns out that she's into spicy foods and did not think that this Black Garlic Reaper Sauce was that spicy. Like, it was exactly the right kind of spice for her and also had great flavor. So I think I have another convert for what is my favorite hot sauce right now. It's a little after 7:30. I just missed a freight train that was pretty long. I think that I'm still planning on going out to the bridge area. So I lied. The frogs are actually pretty loud right here by these freight train tracks. But I imagine that when the freight train goes by, maybe they will go away for a bit and hopefully leave me a good trail of freight train sound before and after. All right. Tripod set up over the bridge. It's about 10 o'clock. I've been out here for about 2.5 hours, just working on random things with live and also with this vlog to compile. There's been one freight train that's gone by so far. Whole lot of car noise on the highway across the way. Lots of frogs. I actually took some samples of the frogs that are by the freight train tracks because it was very loud and resonant. It's starting to get cold, so I'm walking around a little bit in the dark. I don't want to leave yet because I remembered the last trains that have come by around here were closer to 11 o'clock. So I think I'm going to stick it out for another hour or so, try to keep warm, and then call it if I don't get a freight train between 11 and 11:30. It's about 10:45. There ended up being two freight trains that went by. One at about 10:10, which was maybe 7 or 8 cars, and then another one at about 10:35 that was maybe 40 to 45 cars. I got a recording of it. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I'm really happy that I got it. It had some really interesting sounds, particularly at the end, because I think it had to slow down a little bit. So I got a little bit of a brake squeal towards the very end. I told myself that if I didn't get it tonight, I would have to go out tomorrow night and make sure that I got something. But I got something tonight. That means that tomorrow I can just chill out and just work here in the studio instead and not have to bear the cold. So super excited. Hope that the audio turned out. I have a really funny story about this golf cart that I'll share a little bit later. I've now officially been here for a little over a week, and that feels really strange because on the one hand it feels really quick. I feel like I just got here, and on the other hand it feels really long because some of the people here I've gotten to know really well, and some people have already left. It's weird how timeless it feels to be in a place like this in a good way. My plan for the day is actually to be pretty chill. Tomorrow I'm going to be giving a presentation at the neighboring college, Briar College, on my work. And so I want to work on the presentation. For most of my vlog, I've been focusing on things that have been happening in the moment or in the recent past. I haven't really talked a lot about some of the things that I've learned about this place, about the VCCA in particular. There was a period of time earlier in Sweetbriar's history where they almost shut down as a college. And if they had shut down as a college, then the VCCA also would have gone away with it. So because of the pandemic shutdown, it gave them the ability to buy the property outright. And part of the reason that they wanted to do that was to be able to continue to survive even if Sweetbriar College was forced to shut down. Some of the residents I've gotten to know here have been here more than once. One has been here 9 times and started back in the 80s/90s, maybe. I don't remember exactly. But she said, and others have said too, that the pandemic also allowed them to upgrade and renovate the facility in ways, and the overall quality of experience is a lot better. Prior to that renovation in 2020, in the living quarters, not everybody had their own private bathroom. There was a shared bathroom between 2 fellows, I believe. The food quality also improved. The director of food services I just met officially for the first time this morning, and she's been here basically since the renovation and VCCA taking it over. It was a pleasure to get to know her and hear her story of how she came into this business, and our mutual love for food as a craft and as something that can bring communities together, and the kind of aspirations that she and her creative kitchen staff have for the future of food at the VCCA. The actual executive director of the VCCA, whose name is Kevin, I met him a few days ago. It's a funny story, actually. I was here at the studio, and he was talking with another resident and also had his dog with him. And we didn't really interact because they were in their own conversation and a little bit farther away. And so I think I just waved at them, and then I did my walk over from the working studio to the residence quarters. And then as I walked to the residence quarter, it was about a 5-minute walk between both. As I walked up, I saw them again. I saw Kevin, I saw the fellow that he was talking to, and I saw the dog who came up to me that time, in addition to coming up to me the previous time. And it was one of those weird little, did I just slip out of time somehow? Like, did I either travel through time or they sped and traveled through time? And if there hadn't been a golf cart that had been visible in both instances of me seeing them, then I wouldn't have figured out how they got from one place to the other really quickly. A part of me wishes that I hadn't seen the golf cart so it could remain shrouded in mystery. So that freight train sample that I captured last night turned out pretty fantastic. I may want to get a few more iterations of it and mess with the levels a little bit. Even the one that got backed up at the lower dB gets a little bit peaky towards the main freight train going through, but it still turned out great. Here's a sample. New lunch today. I believe that this is a hummus wrapped sandwich, along with a little fruit-like salad and small little veggies. So apparently not too long ago, Abby, who's the executive director at RhythmX, got an email from the events coordinator with the Cincinnati Reds who wants to use RhythmX for some sort of performance. So I guess later today I'm going to either talk to or schedule a talk with this event coordinator to sort out more RhythmX with professional athletic organization collaborations, which is exciting. It's pretty great. Dinner tonight was a chicken cordon bleu, au gratin style potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and other mixed vegetables. There was a new fellow that came in during dinner named Chris. He sat down next to me and got to know the table. There's another fellow that came in today too that took over the studio where Anne was, that I met while she was moving herself in. I don't remember her name, but it starts with an S. I want to say it might be Shannon. I'm sure I'll meet her again. And Chris is a visual artist, and she is a writer. I also talked to Leslie, who got more information about the presentation that we're giving tomorrow at Briar. That 7 o'clock is the time where the event starts, but it starts with hors d'oeuvres and a pseudo introduction gathering before the presentations start at 7:30. And we each get 20 minutes to present. And then at the end, we're both answering questions almost like a panel. Fast-paced world as a music video and presentation is itself almost half of that time, 9 minutes and 46 seconds. I think that the remainder of the time I'm going to do just a brief discussion about how I came about the work, what's going to happen with the work afterward, with the other movements that I'm working on, and then just call it. It's about 10 o'clock. I just took the past couple of hours to refine my presentation. I practiced it several times just to make sure that I could keep within time and not stumble over my words, because if I have a tendency to ramble if I don't practice what I want to say or don't have a script in front of me. Even though my presentation tomorrow isn't until the evening, I want to make sure that I feel fresh. There's still other stuff that I want to try to get done during the day. I didn't get to do my errands today in a way that I wanted to. So I think tomorrow morning, the first thing I might do is actually go out to Food Lion and CVS and grab some things to keep fresh and to make sure that by the evening I can still be coherent when I have to present around 8 p.m. Then I'm going to call it an early night.